In this video, I want to share with you 3 quick strategies that are free, fast and effective for gathering some feedback and information about how well your customer experience is doing so that you can begin to understand what's working well and do more of it and what needs to be fixed and start focusing on it. 2 things happen in most companies. The more senior you get, the further it is that you get away from the customer. And the second thing is oftentimes the people that are working in your business aren't always your typical customer and won't always be using your product or service daily. And that presents a problem. Remember that old saying, you cannot truly understand somebody until you've walked a mile in their shoes. But we all have our own internal biases. We all have our maps of the world and we all have our beliefs and values about how we see the world. That might not be exactly the way that our customers do. And the only way to find out is to step into their shoes and go through the experience as they would. So if you're ready, here we go. Strategy number 1, create a program where you get a cross section of people from across your organization and get them to start to do the things that your customers do. Get them to buy the product exactly how a customer do. Return the product how a customer do. Cancel, change, amend, all of the key functions that your customer is going to try and do. Get your people to try and do the same thing. Don't just choose people who would naturally be customer facing. In fact, it's often more effective to choose people that wouldn't necessarily come into contact with your customers as part of their daily job. To create a program, a fun way to do it is to schedule it in as a regular activity, maybe once a quarter, twice a year, or annually if you want to, and make it a challenge that you do over the week. Create some scenarios and share them amongst your team, and then gather that feedback and share it with one another. You will start to gain some real nice insights into what worked and what didn't, and you'll be experiencing it just as your customers do. The rules are you're not allowed to cheat. No using inside help or inside contacts. If you get stuck, you have to try and find help exactly how your customers do. Go and try and find help on your website. Go and try and find your phone number, but no cheating and calling people within your business. Otherwise, you're just not going to get the value. Number 2, if you have a contact center or a customer service team, I recommend that you spend an hour a week sitting amongst that team. Listen to calls, talk to agents, review complaint letters, pick out social media posts and look at online reviews that your team might be replying to. All of those are really accessible to you. It's only going to take an hour of your time out of your diary to sit within that team, and you'll start to really gather some initial thoughts, ideas, and key patterns of what's working and what's not working in your customer journey. Number 3, now this might work more for a B2B type business. Make a list of your 10 most valuable customers. When was the last time you called them and asked them for feedback? Real feedback about how you could improve your product, your service, or your offering to them. What could you do better? What could you do more of? What do they like? What do they not like? And just listen to them and take on board the feedback that they give you. There's a great story I heard once, and it was, I think it was the Pizza Hut. I don't know whether it was a regional director or the group director, but it's not important to the story. The point of the story is this. Every Friday, they would take a list of the 10 people that ordered the most pizzas in that week or that month, and they would call them and ask them about their life, and they would discover some really interesting insights as to why people bought pizzas from them and not from their competitors. So I'd encourage you to call them. And if you want to be really, really brave, maybe call some customers that aren't your customers anymore, customers that have moved to a competitor. Call them and ask them for some feedback. What is it about your service? What is it about your offering that you could do differently? So there you have it. There are 3 quick strategies. Try them, have some fun with them, and see what you learn about your customer experience.